Hey, are you boys ready then to get it underway?
Yes.
Scar, are you ready?
A little bit. I was more hyped 10 minutes ago, but you know what? Let's do it.
All right, let's get it underway then. Introducing, ladies and gentlemen, Beyond the Rift today with our special guest, the Titan of a man. That's why he's so much fucking bigger than all of us. All hail Lord Dominate. I will dominate. Yeah. Yeah.
What's wrong with you, dude?
Dude, I'm hyping you up, man, for the
Yeah,
predictions.
I'm hyped.
All right. So let me give a little introduction. I will dominate. This was one of my former teammates. He's going to be guest starring in today's episode. A fantastic player and an even better personality, man. Dominate, you want to say anything to the people?
Shut the fuck up, Dom.
And then Scar, my co-host who needs no introduction, but introduce yourself to the people who don't know you.
I was a teammate of these lovely individuals to my left. One of them which got permanent ban for just being too good at the game, and the other person which
Got let off because he had autism.
yes. So both teammates, maybe with a lot of mental instability, but here we are together, coming together to support this great show.
And let's support it, boys. Let's get it underway. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be doing a little bit of a Discord Q&A at the end of the show. Whoa! If you want to tune in for that, you're gonna want to hop on the Discord located down below. It's gonna be right there. You click that link. You go to it. Ask whatever you want, dude. Whatever's on your mind. You want to ask Dom? Dom, do you think your ban was fair? Whatever dumb shit you want to ask Dom. I don't know what people want to
Yes.
ask Dom. You can
Don't
ask
answer
him,
that.
dude, and he will answer it live on air. But let's get it underway. Brought to you by Bloody, because I love them. Let's get it underway. Topic number 1. Are you ready, Dominate?
Yeah, I'm ready, buddy.
What are you looking forward to most at Worlds this year? Who wants to go first? It's
Alright,
Worlds, dude. Come on. Someone's got to be hyped for it.
I'm hyped for the group stages, but I'm really hyped for is to play all these other players in solo queue or in ranked. Sorry, I want to be there when. Last year, I remember I played against Faker and Captain Jack dueling together, and they actually beat me. I was super mad because it was
Wait,
such
they
a close
actually
game.
beat
Wait, they
you?
beat you?
Yeah,
Wait, why did you phrase it like that?
because I mean they're the underdog. They shouldn't be able to, but you know, through luck and the combination of really like unfortunate plays by my team, we lost. I'm hoping to be able to reclaim a victory this time around.
Wait, that's BS, dude. You told me in solo queue everything that happens is your fault.
Yeah,
So it must have been all you.
just
You must have
suck.
solo lost the game, dude.
Okay, yeah. I may have gotten picked at the 45-minute mark by Faker, but
Yeah.
this time it'll be different.
So you're not even looking forward to actual Worlds competition? You just want to play them in solo queue?
Well,
You don't even
like
give
I
a
said,
shit that Worlds is going on? You can
no,
care
I'm
less
really excited for
about
the
it?
competitive aspect of it. But one of the things that excites me as well is just being able to play against a bunch of players because it'll elevate our already high skill level North American solo queue to the next level.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm actually really excited. I don't know about you guys.
Dom, what are you excited about for Worlds this year?
I'm excited to see like if an NA team can actually like make it out of groups and not go 0-10.
You
That'd
think an
be
NA
great.
team can get out of groups? I mean, I think it's going to happen this year.
I think 2 can. I think C9 and TSM have like decent chances of getting out.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, TLG.
Dude, come on. You don't think CLG's going to be out? They got SKT in their group, right? Or is it Rocks?
They got rocks.
I think
Yeah, they have Rocks and someone else tough, I think.
Don't
Don't they have like G2 as well?
That's
or some
whatever.
shit?
Oh yeah, it is G2. We'll get into that later though. Yeah, same thing for me though with Sky. Said I'm looking forward to pretty much just playing solo queue. Because right now, dude, playing solo queue, whew, that's another topic. But I want to play some solo queue against the best of the best. I'm tired of playing against fucking Dominate and fucking Scar, bunch of fucking nobody, Antibot, bunch of garbage ass players. Dude, give me Faker, dude.
Yeah, I want to see how far you drop. I want to see when Faker comes over if you drop out of Masters then.
Fuck you. Alright, let's go to the next topic. Dong Natat, if you had to build a team with the three of us together, who would the support in top lane be? Three of us, dude. If we were to get into the LCS.
Like anyone or like anyone in our region?
Anyone, dude.
Anyone.
Dude, we're 3 North American players, so we can get 2 imports. Who would you think would round us out? I would think, like, if you put... This is a crazy idea, but I know Crumbs is a jungler, but if you put, like, Crumbs in the jungle, or Crumbs in the top lane, and then, like... I don't know who you'd put support. Maybe a kind of shy guy, so I can like bully him around, you know.
Like Patoy.
Patoy?
Yeah, like Patoy. Yeah, I think we'd have a shot at Worlds with that team. But what do you think?
I mean, I would want to go top lane and get hard and big on my team. I think that would be like the best thing. Me top, we got hard jungle, Scar mid, you and big for bot lane.
That
I think
just
we win
sounds
every
like
fucking
fucking
game.
garbage.
Why are you saying that, dude? What's wrong with you?
I say that because Sky's not even fucking challenger. Sky's fucking garbage.
I am the garbage on the team, dude. I understand. That's why he got hard and big to carry me so that I look better, you know?
Yeah,
it makes a
pretty
lot of
much.
sense.
Wait, Sky, who'd you get?
I'm going to go a little bit OG. I'm going to throw it back. For top lane, I want Cruiser the Bruiser. Playing with that guy, dude, that
Cruiser's
guy.
my boy. I fucking
That
love
guy,
him.
yeah, he's
I
my
love
boy.
those memes. Like
He's
Cruiser looks like a thumb. That's my shit right there.
No, Cruiser's actually super fun to play with. I would love to play him with him again.
Yeah,
And for the
Cruiser's
support
fucking
position-
all-American, dude. I like that shit.
Yeah. And for the support position, I'm thinking about upcoming NA support talent, and I really think
The Tank Man?
Yeah.
Dude, I love
Who-
the Tank Man.
who would synergize the best?
The
with Kiwi?
Tank Man.
No, I know who it is. It's Consensual Clown.
Yeah, dude, I love
Oh.
Consensual Clown and the Tank Man. Dude, if they're a Janna player, I fucking love them, man. Those are my fucking
Alright.
boys right there.
Yeah, so I'd have to ask the AD for approval. It sounds like you already got your guy. Consensual Clown rounds out the 5.
That'd be a good-ass team. Dude, we definitely get to fucking Worlds with that. Alright.
Jesus.
This is the topic that I wanted to get into, though. Next topic, what is the most frustrating thing about your ranked season from your perspective? Let me start off. If I get one more fucking D5 or D4 player, and I get, like, if I get one more of them on my team and they feed their ass off, I just finished playing a game with a D4 Lee Sin, who is like 2-10. Oh my god, dude, that's my trigger, man. I'm at a loss for words for how I feel about that kind of game. But what's your guys' most frustrating thing?
Wait, Kid, I have a question. So
Fuck you. I know you're gonna ask me. Shut up.
no. I'm curious. So
Fuck
let's
off.
say if you're challenger, what's the lowest person LP or person you want on your team? What is the least acceptable for or the
D1.
most? Yeah. Do you think
D1.
D1 is the cutoff? You should never
think
have
D1.
anyone
Turn down your
below D1.
garbage.
Yeah, dude. The thing is that like, it's just so hard for like someone that's not like a challenger master player to understand how much of a difference it is between fucking D4 and like a challenger player. Like, oh man, it's just it really wets my whistle when I get that shit happen and then they just feed their ass off, they make dumbass plays, and then my chat's like, if you were better, you could have carried them, kitty. It's like, this guy... You're right.
Well, I thought you
right.
were supposed to never blame your team, kid.
Dude,
Yeah,
you're never supposed to blame your team if it's an even game, but if you get some fucking monkey on your team that just feeds his ass off the entire game, then...
It's like every game, dude. What the hell?
Nah. Dude, it's not that bad. Alright, it's my fault. Let's just go with that. I just wanted to fucking complain and vent. What are you guys frustrated about this ranked season?
Dom, tell
I mean,
us.
I mean, for me, it was like the rank season's been all over the place. Like the queue times have been too long in general. Like in the beginning of the season, I didn't even want to play my challenger account. I thought when I started streaming, I could like do some type of like let me get high in challenger and people will appreciate it. I would have 65-minute queues and have like a third to half my viewers leave every single queue. So yeah, I mean, fucking the queues were way too long in the beginning, and then now like challengers all fucked up because they gave everyone like free 10 games.
Days
Like
of
so all the people that
immunity,
yeah, so the people that were about to decay, they waited like 9 days, then they got another 10 free, and now you just have like Challenger clogged up by like a bunch of LCS players and like Koreans that like went back to Korea and don't even play. So now the Challenger ladder, like, now no one's even like really playing it like right now. So you just have so many people that are just like AFK waiting to decay. I mean, there's just like no incentive to hit Challenger. I mean, I could play in low master or mid master and get the same game as I do on my challenger account. So like, why the fuck am I even playing on that account?
Yeah, because the thing is, when you play on a low master account, I know that feel, dude. Because so if you play on the challenger account, you'll get in the same game as the player on the low master account, but you'll get the side of the fucking D4 player. So it'll be like all master players versus like the challenger player, and then like whatever fucking garbage they manage to like get from the bottom of the barrel, just shovel that shit out. Yeah, like playing on low masters is a lot better. Also, the queue times. I don't think the queue times are that bad. At least for me, for when I've been playing. Like sometimes they'll go kind of long. I don't know how the fuck matchmaking works. Do any of you guys know?
I mean, it's just like, dude, the morning queues that you get when you sign on at 4 a.m., you get that 20-minute queue. Like since I stream from, or like that's 7 a.m. for you, but 4 p.m. or 4 a.m. PST, when I'm streaming from 11 p.m. PST to 4 a.m. PST, like it's a fucking dead zone, man. Like if I like try to queue for a challenger game, I'll literally get no one in the game. Like I'm guaranteed to get D4s every single time because since no one challengers playing, like the only way they can match the game is like me and a bunch of D5s versus like a bunch of D2s, and that'll be like the game. And it's not even like worth playing, honestly.
You know what I miss? I kind of miss the when if you're highest LP, you get first pick.
Yeah, I
Hell
wish
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I think
I
that
just,
was like
I
a-
just
an
wish you
incentive,
would
you know?
stick the fucking D4 on support. Stop putting him on a carry roll, dude. And then, oh god, dude. The other thing that triggers me, man. I know you guys experience this shit all the time too. Like when you get in a game and the queue finally pops after 20 minutes. Yes, I'm finally gonna get to play a game, and then someone fucking dodges last second. That happens 5 times in a row, and then you get support and no one dodges. That's just like, oh god, that I just want to fucking snap when that happens, dude. It's just too much for me. But definitely, I think lowest LP should get support. Basically,
I mean, I don't necessarily know if they need to go that far. Like I said before, I think that if they do have to branch out the LP, the matchmaking really, really wide, I think that if you get matched with a bunch of low diamond players and your challenger or your high masters, you at least should get your main role. Because if there's a chance of you carrying the game, it's going to be on your main role. Everything else, like, notwithstanding. Because I think if they at least want to do that, if they don't want to tighten up the MMR because the queue times are going to be too long, they should just do that instead.
yeah, I don't know how they could solve it with the queue times because the queue times are just gonna take forever. So if they end up like widening it out, I mean, it'd be nice, but you just get D5s on your team every game, and I don't know if that's worth.
You guys have played since season 1 or season 2. Rank this season between all the other seasons that you guys have played.
This shit sucks.
Yeah, it's by far the worst. Like, it's not even
But
close.
it's just like I feel like that's just natural because the longer that this game gets played, the less like why would a pro play solo queue? Because it's pretty much like playing a pickup game. It's not like fucking professional sports players play like fucking pickup games. They just practice. Like, so I feel like solo queue is not that important for most players. Like, before. Oh, you can go.
I mean, it's also just like, so for being a pro player, I can tell you, season 3, season 4, like it was still just like you scrim your like 6-8 hours max, and then you just go straight into solo queue. It's just gotten so much more demanding. Like season 5, season 6. I mean, part of the reason I retired is because it literally becomes like 14 hours a day. of you like doing stuff. Like you'll wake up. I know for TL we had an office, so we had to travel to the office, get there, like eat. Then we'd do like an hour of VOD review, 3 hours of scrims, then do like another hour of VOD review, and then another 3 hour scrims. Then we after the day we'd do like an hour of discussing everything that happened. We'd all like have to take notes on like what we learned during the day. Like we'd have to take notes in between each game, and then like after the day we'd like share what picks we thought were like strong, and like what we noticed or what we learned from the day with like everyone else. And like some people would half-ass it, but it's still just like a process that takes so fucking long. And when you add all that in, you're just not getting like the 6-7 hours a day of solo queue you used to get. It becomes like 2 or 3 hours. So yeah, I don't know. It's literally just too much work for like the LCS players, and a lot of them just don't have that much time to play solo queue. Like some people will go back home and like grind it out. I know like Piglet, Phoenix, and I would just grind out like 6 hours on top, so that's why our days would be 14. But some players like actually need that time to recuperate. Well, they'll only play 2 hours of solo queue, and then they'll want to like, you know, relax, or like maybe they go to sleep early. Like I would operate on like 4 or 5 hours of sleep the entire time I was in LCS pro, like every single day, and then I would sleep. Well, I would try to like recuperate all that sleep in one day, which was like the Monday, which was our off day. So on average, like the pros are just going so hard that playing like a shitload of solo queue just isn't really feasible anymore.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people just hate playing solo queue too, honestly. Like, most of them just want to avoid that shit as much as possible. I just miss the days of, like, man, the funnest times of solo queue were, like, back in the day where you just get, like, all LCS players in your solo queue game. That's just fun as hell, man. I mean, it still happens because people play, like, later in the day. They don't usually play in the morning that often, but I just miss those kinds of days of going up against the 5-stack solo queue teams. Any closing remarks, though, Skara?
No, I'm good. I think I agree with you guys. This is probably one of the worst seasons, and maybe it does get worse, like year to year, because you know people are taking it more seriously. But I really think they kind of shit the bed with the autofill and the dynamic queue stuff, and these last minute fixes are just band-aid fixes, right? They just throw that shit on there at the very end, hoping it works out. And honestly, it looks okay. Like it doesn't look as bad as the start of the season does, but it just sucks that it came down to, well, we're only able to remotely fix the game like the last 2 months in.
I mean, I don't even know if there's anything they could do to fix it. Like I said, I just feel like every season it's just going to get worse and worse because pros just aren't going to want to play solo queue.
I mean, then, like I said before, they need to add incentives to make people want to play high at the higher ranks. I've heard a lot of.
But how many? But the thing is like, all right, we're gonna get back into this. Then, how many players are there even that are good at this game that could fill out the ranks? Like, let's say we got rid of all the Smurfs and all the LCS players. Who would fill?
But then, I mean, even if, like, let's say the top 100 are way better than the bottom 100, which is, of course, going to be true, that's okay because the more they're able to play against these better players, the better they'll get over time. Usually. There are players that do stay, like, very similar in skill level across, like, the whole season, but that's actually very, very rare from what I've seen, especially players who are playing in Challenger. I think...
I mean, I think on average the players are better now than they were. Like I remember in season 3, season 4, like when I got banned in season 3, it was so easy for me to get like a rank 1 account. Like that shit was so fucking easy. I would just like dump on literally every jungler that wasn't a pro player at that time, and even like half of the pro players. Like now, I feel like the people that play are just on average better. Like when I play against like Grigney or like Tarzan or like any of the people that are like high yellow or even like Wiggly, like all these people that are high yellow junglers now, I feel like they have such a better understanding of the game than they used to. Like I feel like they're so much more competitive. Like maybe I'm just washed up now and I can't fucking tell that I'm just garbage, but I'm pretty sure just on average players are just better now than they were before. So like I don't think that matchmaking wise, like the games are super bad quality when they're filled with like the people on the top of the ladder. I just think that the fact that now they tried to make like this autofill system work and the matches are so often paired with like D2 and below that like the chance of you getting in that game is so rare compared to what it used to be at.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well, my ending thoughts on this are I've heard stuff in the works for next season. I think Riot has maybe once this is the season they messed up. Next season, they need to rectify all their mistakes for this season. I want to see what they bring out.
Me too, man. Me too. All right, let's move on to the next topic, though. This is for both of you guys. How many hours do you think is optimal per day for a pro League of Legends player to play? How many hours? What's the answer?
I mean,
Answer
it's
it!
it's 17 hours. No, I don't fucking know. I mean, it's person to person. Like, some people can operate like on much less hours. Like, I remember when we would play in the gaming house when we were in Korea. Like, I would put in like 14, 15 hours a day, and I felt like it was decently productive. Whereas like someone like Locust, if he put in like more than like 9 hours, he would just like become a potato, and he'd like just stop functioning on like a human level. So I think it just depends on like what the person is capable of. Like, I think some people can just grind and some people like can't grind. So I mean, it just depends on like what someone's skill level is like naturally, and then like how many hours they need to put in to be good.
Well, let me ask you this: like, when you look at your teammates, do you feel like the people who are able to grind, do you have like a lot more respect for them? Do you feel like they encourage you or motivate you to play the game better?
Not really.
Oh hell yeah!
You
Yeah,
get
like,
into it.
I mean, when I played on TL, like the people that were like that put in the most hours in terms of solo queue were me, Piglet, and Phoenix, and I felt like because I was able to like put in more hours with them, like in general they like respected me more as a teammate because they saw like an effort level put in. But like I think like what I said was that it goes person to person, because I think that's actually true. Like if you look at somebody like Quas could put in like half the time. If I put in the same amount of hours as Quas would be better than me every single time. Like he just has more like natural talent for not putting in games and still like maintaining a high skill level. Whereas like if I put in like an extra like 4 or 5 hours than him, then maybe like we start like evening out. So it just depends on like how the person is. Like some people need more time to like recuperate. Like Quas is somebody who needed like a fucking balanced life. He needs to like wake up in the morning, eat breakfast, go to the gym, like take a walk, like get some fresh air. Like where like I can just like wake up, like sleep 4 hours, wake up like in a fucking crumple, like feeling like dog shit and jump into scrims, and I'll still perform at like pretty much the same level. Whereas if I did all that other shit, so it's just person to person.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, put the amount of hours that you put in. Like, I think if you can, it's about how you use the hours, not the amount of hours that you put in. So if you can put like 2 hours and you play one game and then you analyze the shit out of it, and then you just like gather all the information and you're like, this is what I need to do now. Like that kind of stuff. If you can do that in 2 hours, man, that's fucking great. I'm pretty sure that's not possible. So for most people, they need to grind the hell out of the game. Especially, I feel like the lower level you are, the more games that you have to play, because you just need to like, I mean, I guess it's different person to person, but yeah, I feel like once you start getting better and better, you don't have to put in as many hours as long as you're just focused on analyzing what you do in the game that you've just played. Like I always tell my chat, the most important thing isn't to just grind games, but it's to review your games. Do you guys agree with that though, right?
I mean, I think it depends on also like the meta game. Like season 5, for example, Tops just played like fucking Maokai and Gnar the whole season. 1 second. So yeah, they just played Maokai and Gnar the whole season. So like the amount of difference that like they had in their play was very minimal compared to like jungle, where randomly the whole Cinder Hulk meta started, and you needed to know what the fuck Cinder Hulk meta champions to play, like Gragas, Rek'Sai with Cinder Hulk, Sejuani, Nunu. That became the meta, when before it was all Lee Sin, Nidalee, Vi, and all these random champions. So I think it just depends on like how the game changes. Like if your role changes, you better grind out the solo queue games, or you're gonna just be a piece of dog shit. So
Yeah.
I mean, to a small extent, I agree with Kitty, because I think that players who are aspiring to be professional players, like working their way up from the challenger scene into pro play, if I see them playing only 6 hours a day, I'm gonna question their work ethic. I'm gonna be like, I don't care how efficient you think you are, or your workload. If your workload can only handle 6 to 8 hours of playing League, you shouldn't.
Yeah, you're never gonna make it professionally, dude.
I think yeah, everyone should get accustomed to working around 12, and I guess I agree with Dominate. It depends on the person, you know. Burnout is definitely a case. I personally have always been a big grind lord, and actually, we are really biased because on this show, I think all three of us grind insanely, like just a lot. I know
Yeah, like I'm
Dominate.
playing 10 hours every single
Yeah.
day. Like,
Dominate did like 300-hour months on stream, and I just love to grind. Like before I picked up WoW, I was playing 200 hours a month as well, on top of doing interviews. So I think that we're maybe more biased toward that regard, but at least as a player, and even like from the outside looking in, I always respect the players who put in a lot of time, even at the very top of their game, even if it's not super efficient. I think that they're still trying to work out efficiency, right? And so if you're just putting in the effort in, even if it's not super optimal, I can respect the hustle.
yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, do you ever think that League will ever get to the point where they super optimize your training, lowering the out? Because I mean, when I used to play professional, I was like, I'm putting in way too many fucking hours for this shit, dude.
I think this is what I've always thought about professional league, is that they can't care about like burning people out, because in terms of career longevity, you're not looking to keep a player over the course of 10 years. Like the normal career of like maybe a basketball player, something like what I'd say 3 to 10 years, maybe a little bit. It's just about that. But the average length of a professional player a league player is probably 1 to 2. And if you're really, really good, you can go past that. So for the coaches themselves who don't know if they even have a job on like a split by split basis every 6 months, they just want to try to make each player shine as bright as they humanly can within that 6 month period. So if they're working with players who like, oh, their work ethic is so high that you're afraid they're going to burn out in a year, well, at least that means for that year, your chances of winning worlds is a little bit higher. Like, I don't think you can worry about efficiency, like really, really putting in efficient practice. Because quite frankly, I don't think that player longevity, the career longevity, is long enough for you to worry too much about that. I think.
I mean,
as
do you
the
think
game
the
progresses,
players matter at all, though? Like, you're making it sound like you just work them like fucking animals, and then when they're done, you just send them to the glue factory.
No,
you agree with that, Dom?
Yeah, dude. Like the thing from a company's perspective is like you don't actually have to like. The companies that do take care of their players after their career, they do that out of the goodness of their heart. Like, they don't actually have to fucking do anything for these players. Like, there's no, like, union or anything that's like, all right, like, these players are going to get, like, some type of fucking stipend every year after they're done playing. Like, you don't have to worry about any of that shit. You should just – and the other thing that's good for companies is if you get a newer player, like, fresh talent, you have to pay them significantly less than you have to play, like, pay an older pro that has, like, an established brand and is, like, helping you with like sponsorships and all that shit. So like these companies can just get someone of equal or greater skill and pay them less. Like what's the downside for them?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The player longevity in this as a pro player, a career length is just really, really low. So no organization super cares about player health. Like they care.
Jesus, you guys are fucking ruthless, man.
They care, but it's like winning is by far more important. And if you make them play 2 hours more a day for 1% chance of them performing better or potentially winning another game, they'll do it. Because down the line, like, who cares if in a year he starts underperforming? Because by then you can find someone new. Yeah. But like, and about the goodness of your heart, the organizations that done that, like I've heard stories that like TSM and C9 have set up a lot of their players who were originally on their cast to be essentially set for life. And I think that it's really, really nice of the orgs and the owners of those orgs to essentially just do that for them. Because I agree with you, there is absolutely no reason or necessity for them to have to do that.
Well, I mean, then do you guys think that there's anything that the players or like Riot can do to like not work players like fucking animals? That because the way you're describing it is just like just turn and burn, man. Once they're done, like get them the hell out of my face.
Fucking put them down, dude. Might as well don't even send them to college, dude. You're like 4 years late on your college. Just put them straight down, dude. Just take them to the fucking veterinary hospital and just put them all down, man.
I think I think remember when we talked about creating like a better ecosystem from the ground up, like the challenger scene, a better fleshed out challenger scene, so that careers can go like the full distance. I still think optimal teams, especially new teams, have a mix of veteran players and new players. You know, the veteran players help out with stability, and they're able to bring like the shot calling, the experience to round out the new players, like maybe better mechanical skill, quicker reaction time. And I think that at some point though, if you get like not good and you get demoted to the challengers team, it's literally just getting demoted to death. Like that's the vet who get put down is like the challenge. And so like if that wasn't like so bad, I think that you could see player longevity be a little bit longer. And then people could start thinking about like post-career moves, like being a coach.
You just have to know when to jump, dude. Like when you're on LCS, you gotta like.
Dude, no, come on. What do you mean know when to jump, man?
No,
LCS is the peak.
No, you gotta know when to like do something else. Like most players, they kind of like see it's like, oh, like when you get to kind of like the end of your career, you'll be like, okay, maybe I could play another year, maybe I could play another 2 years. But you start realizing that like LCS isn't the best possible thing for you to do financially. Like unless you're on the best fucking team, like there are 9 losers in LCS, there's 1 winner. Like if you're on that 1 winning team, you feel fucking great. The other 9 just feel like absolute dog shit. So, I mean, if you're not on the best team, the best move for you is 9 times out of 10 not playing LCS, in my opinion.
Jesus. All right, hold that thought. Let's go on to the next topic then. Looking back at all the years you played as a pro, do you have any regrets? Any at all, Dom, playing competitive?
I kind of wish I didn't play Season 5, looking back on it. I should have just, like, when I started streaming at the end of Season 4, and I was like, hey, man, this is going pretty well. Like, this could be something. I should have just ran with it then and not played Season 5 because, like, being a streamer is just so much, like, better than being a player that
you don't miss the thrill of it, though? The thrill of the crowd?
Yeah, playing on stage is awesome. Like, playing on stage is awesome, but you only get to do that 2 times a week, right? The other fucking days just suck dick. So, I mean, overall, the day-to-day, like, happiness level is way better, like, streaming than playing in a team.
I mean,
unless you're
what
like
do you
on
think
like the fucking best team and everyone like holds each other's hands and gives everyone hand jobs every day. Like if you're on that team, it feels fucking great. But like if you're playing on a team where like it's actually stressful and you know it's super professional, fuck that shit.
Wait, it was stressful for you on Team Liquid?
So Curse was like really not stressful. That's how it was. Like everyone was happy, everyone was friends, like hand jobs all around, all that shit. But then when we moved to like TL, we pretty much just like recruited like a bunch of playing staff, was like office and all that stuff, and it became just more just super professional, which is like good for the game overall, but for like my personal enjoyment, you know, it just wasn't the same. I don't know how you guys feel.
Well, Scar, how do you feel, man? Scar is one of the OGs. Dude. I guess we're all OGs, but
yeah, we're all OG, man. I actually don't know. I don't really have too many regrets. I think definitely it would have been interesting to see what it would have been like if I had pursued, instead of staying on with Dig to help out like managing you guys after for one season, like / coaching, I would have tried. I think moving out and then attempting to continue my pro career from there would have been an interesting choice. I look back and I think that's like maybe a divide that could have happened.
What
that
do you mean
I chose
continuing
instead not
your pro
to.
career?
Like, because at the time I still had like a bunch of offers to go. Like, I could have definitely joined like a lower tier LCS team, or I could have joined any of the really high tier venture capitalist challenger teams at the time. And so that was one of the deviations that I think back on and been like, that was an option. And then I kind of really am annoyed by how COG Black went when I decided to attempt to go pro after CLG and my AD got banned. I thought
it kind of like toxicity.
I've been a part of 2 teams where teammates get banned in the middle of like essentially nowhere, and I'm just like, at the second time was a time where I'm just like, I hate the challenger scene. I'm never coming back. That was it for me. But I think in both of those situations, I would have been really interested to see what would have happened. I do think. It also would have been pretty interesting to work with a new jungler at the time, because I feel like outside of Dominate, I didn't have too much synergy with Crumbs. You know, he never really hung out with us. You know, a lot of times.
Or what?
No, I'm just saying a lot of times it was just like me, you, and Kiwi, right? Yeah. And then like he was more of like an independent lone wolf kind of person. And I think that because of that, we didn't really develop much synergy throughout the years. I always felt like I had way more synergy with Dom than I did with Crumbs after a long time. And I just think that that's because I never really found the jungler I got really good or along with as well as I did with Dom. And then,
I mean, I think that like when I was on the team, at least, like I thought Crumbs and I, like he wasn't a complete lone wolf when I was there. I felt like I would like kind of.
I feel like the
bridge the
synergy
gap
though.
between-
No, the synergy though with like top lane jungle, like those are the two lanes that really need to be one with each other. So you guys were like friends with each other, and you were also friends with us. So you were the gap. You were like the
yes,
bridge.
you were the
between,
gap.
Yeah, you were the bridge between us three monkeys and Crumbs, and we needed you there. Without you there, we just lost Crumbs, dude. That's basically what happened.
No, I that definitely is kind of what happened because, yeah. But anyways, like I think that would have been really interesting. But that's it. Like I looked back and I'm just like, shit. You know, stuff could have changed though. We could have not had our strategy leaked out at season.
Could have not had our jungler banned.
Yeah, we could have not had our jungler banned. Like we could have at some point not picked up certain players when we were recruiting. We could have like maybe opted for a different house or a different coach or a different whatever, but
or a different Skype webcam turning back on.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time I felt like I was on a real team was like season 2 Dignitas. That was a team where I don't know, every other team that I was on, I went into games like my mentality would be like, I hope we don't fucking lose, man. I hope we don't just make the same dumbass mistakes we make every fucking scrim. I just hope that people pull it together and like win. But I remember my mentality when I was on Dignitas, I was like, oh, we're gonna like end up winning no matter what, pretty much. Or like when we'd play like a lower tier team, or even like CLG, for example, it's like, oh, we're probably gonna end up winning. So it's just like about like how do we get there and like playing in the moment. Whereas all the other times there was just like so many problems that it never felt like, oh man, like we can still do this shit. Like we just believe in each other. We play our game, we'll win. It's like, no, we can't play our fucking game. If we play our game, we fucking lose. We need to like play like
God, dude. Yeah.
We need some miracles to happen to fucking win this
I
shit.
fucking know that feel because that was how I started to feel towards the end of the Dig run, dude. Everyone on Dig were my fucking boys. I love them. But Skara knows what I'm talking about. When we started putting Shifter on fucking like Xerath and Ziggs every single fucking game, I was just like, just someone give me a fucking gun, man. Just put me out of my misery. I don't want to see this shit again where it was just nobody makes play. I was like, please, someone do something. And it was like, it's too dangerous, cutie. We can't. Let's just farm it. Let's play for the late game. It's like,
oh
no.
man, that's my worst, dude. That was my trigger. And
Yeah.
people say, "Oh, don't worry, we have late game." I was like, "We fucking lost, dude. We fucking
Every single time, dude. Holy shit. No, but I'd say my biggest regret from playing pro is honestly when I look back at it, I was pretty happy with like playing pro and all that shit. But when I think back about it, I was pretty sure I was a shit teammate. Like you
were.
Yeah, I know I was. I was pretty.
That was not a team I like playing with Cutie.
No, but I just got to a point where I got to like a boiling point where I would just fucking flame Crumbs all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, dude. Because I would just be trying to tell him how to play and shit. When I think back about it, it was such a fucking stupid thing, and I wish that we had like a better I guess
player psychologist,
something like that. We didn't even have like any of that shit. I wish we had like a fucking.
Oh god, I think some of the coaches today, like when I talk to them, they have such a good idea of how to run a team, how to coach a team, what to look for, and I think it would have been really cool to work under a great coach today.
Yeah.
Because then like it's so much easier to identify your problems and maybe some of the stuff that caused us to be pushed out of the scene. At least in terms of maybe skill decay and like teamwork between the teams and like really teams blowing up, less of that would have happened with I think better infrastructure and better coaching. But since we were the first dogs, we were the initial people. We were the test subjects. We're like we're the test monkeys. So like all the stuff at the very beginning that like, oh well shit, that didn't work. Like this coaching method didn't work. Like how do we even run teams? Like what is a manager? Like how do we even wake up in the morning?
Yeah, you are a manager.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a manager.
Like I would like get people up in the morning and I'm just like Jesus Christ, man, this is tough stuff. Like I remember one time we missed scrims because Kitty was like, you know what, let's just go get food. So we were delayed our scrims by like 20 minutes against a team to get like Indian food, and I was just like, this is so bad.
I think it was Risk Curse, dude. I was sitting there.
It's some garbage team, dude. They don't fucking
like I remember Kitty just being like, you know, I'm just really hungry. Let's just, you know what, it's no big deal. I'm sure they don't care. And I was like, I care. Like this is so bad. But I think
my biggest regret though is like not having the infrastructure, because if someone had, because I remember I fucking love Vlanitek. Vlanitek's my boy, dude. If you watch this, Vlanitek, I fucking love you. But I remember he was our coach for a short period of time, and I don't know if you remember this guy, but he like ended up threatening to kick me off the team for do you remember we had Heartbeat as our sub? Do you remember that guy?
Oh.
I just fucking laughed the entire time, dude. I was like, dude, if you want to fucking kick me off, dude, go for it. You want to replace me with Heartbeat? Like, dude, you go and replace me with Heartbeat and see how far this team gets. I was such a cocky dickhead back in the day. I just wish that, dude, if Crumbs watched this, I want to apologize to him, because I know that I think we could have been like a pretty good team if I could have just learned how to communicate my thoughts like not a fucking ape. Like if I could just communicate with Crumbs in a way that wasn't like aggressive, I know that we could have been a good team, but I couldn't do that shit. And like what the team ended up becoming was just so fucking garbage that, I mean, it wasn't garbage. No. I mean, it wasn't garbage. We fucking tore it up and shit, but like, I think that we could have become a lot better if I had a better attitude.
I agree, Kitty. You were a shit teammate. All right, dude. What about you, Dom? Any last words?
I mean, I don't know. I just feel kind of bad for like the TL organization, because they like tried so hard to like pick up all these players, but something that I felt like happened over time. So I remember season 2, like I felt like our team just clicked on some level. Like we would just like understand what other people needed in game, so we would just be able to play together as a team. And it's so hard to just predict like how a team's gonna click or not click. I remember on TL we would recruit all these players like, oh, like this guy seems like a star player from here, this guy seems like a star player from here, let's get them all together, and it would just fucking be just a fiesta. Like no one would be on the same page, anything like that.
Okay, so. Side note, I feel like the TL management has a very terrible history with the track record of player recruitment. If you look at how stacked their roster has been, that the players that passed through LOL Pro, the players that passed through Curse Academy, think of the lineup that could have been. Paul Butler was in Curse, I think, 4 separate occasions. And then so you've had him, you had like all these other players. Haunter's been through there, like Keen's been through there, and then like the end roster, the end result that TL every time it's like, why didn't we make it to Worlds? And I think it's literally because they always choose the wrong guy.
I mean, it's never that easy. Like I think season 5 we had a fucking stacked roster. I mean, at that point we had a top 2 player in every position, like top 2 or top 3 in every position. We had Quas, me, Phoenix, Piglet, and Xpecial. And like at the time, like now everyone's gonna say we're all washed up garbage because like Quas got relegated and I'm like not even playing LCS. Like Xpecial's on Apex, but at the time everyone thought we were like pretty good, but we just never were able to like bring it together because we just were so fucking different mentally. Like everyone was just from all over, everyone was from different walks of life, and it was so hard to just have that fucking bond that I think you actually need. I mean, it sounds cheesy, but I feel like you need some level of bond.
No, I agree with that shit, dude. I tell people that shit all the time. Is like, it doesn't matter how good individually each player is. If you can't synergize, that shit's fucking worth nothing.
It's so important to the point where when I was leaving as coach, we got together. We were talking about how the season had developed. Like me and all of CLG. One of the things that Link brought up really stuck around with me. He's like, I really wish like we kind of like to build team synergy. We all kind of just sat down and like talked about our lives. Like, and to the example he gave was he knew more about me as a coach than he did some of the other players. Like how many, like what was their life before this? Like I think one of the biggest questions is, I think to get the players like really gel together, you know, in real sports what they do, when you mess up, you just run. Physical activity, you mess up, dude, everyone runs together. So that's the same thing with like military. Like it punishments that build character together and like bring you guys together. That shit doesn't work in esports. So I feel like really like the talks that would have brought people together would have been like, oh, what did you guys give up to be here? Like I think that's such an important talk at the very, very beginning of the team. Every team should have that talk. Everyone should get brought together in a room.
It's like hard to have that talk. Like we for TL we need like translators and shit. Like Quas doesn't like to talk about his past much. Like I don't want to like it would just seem so fucking difficult to get everyone on like an understanding or like meaningful. And pretty much what I've noticed so far is that a lot of Korean players view like anything that's not related to like direct improvement of the game is useless in their mentality. Like if it's not playing solo queue or like trying to get better or like discussing the game, like stuff like that is pretty much useless. Like I remember we used to like hate as a team having to like go do promotions together. If they're like, hey, we want to like have a day off and all of you to go bowling, it would be like, why are we going bowling? Like,
dude, I'd hate doing fucking promotions when Odie would make us go and do like stupid
Not
shit.
even a promotion. Just like go do stuff
just
together.
hanging out.
Like,
oh yeah, I know what you mean. No,
like,
that's how it was on Dig too.
Go do bowling or some shit. Like, it's like why?
I mean, I think like it was a little bit hard for other people because I don't know how it was for your food situation, but food actually brings people together. But if like some people don't want to eat sometimes or like that they're just not there all the time when you go out to eat, like that breaks apart teams. Like you don't come together that way. And so I remember for CLG we had issues with like people just not wanting to eat out together. And like our team building exercises, people also didn't want to go do that, or like we didn't have many. And so because of that, yeah, like we never really came together as a team. And I think that's like one of the things that coaches should really try to do is find a way to gel their team together very early in the split.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting idea. I never thought about doing like a little fucking get together and just talking with each other. Because yeah, when we were on Dig 2, I felt like that was one of the big problems. Is I mean, again, like I loved Crumbs and I loved Darshan, but they always felt so like distant from the rest of us. Because I mean, Darshan could never come out to eat because he's vegetarian, and then Crumbs he'd just prefer to like order food to the house or something. And it just felt like we could never really like establish that connection necessary to take it to the next level. But man, there's a lot of regrets we all have, man, but that's life, baby. You know how that shit goes.
Damn.
All right, let's move on now from the topics, guys. These have been some stellar topics, but are you guys ready? I know you guys tell me how much you're excited for Worlds.
I'm ready.
We're going into the Worlds Pick'em, dude. Are you ready, Dom?
Hell yeah.
Let's go then. Let's pick 'em. Expert analysis time, baby. Who makes it out? Let's start with Group A. You guys fine with Group A?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I need to know where the teams are in every group.
Group A is CLG, Rocks, G2, and Anix.
It's Albus Knox.
Albus Knox. Yeah. Albus Knox.
They got the logo with the heterochromatic eyes, so the two different color eyed like wolf or something.
All right, let's start it off with an easy one then. Let's do this easy and then we'll go hard. So who makes it first and last? Who do you guys say in this group? I'm saying first, Rocks, last, fucking Albus, whatever. Fuck. Yeah, Anus. What about you guys? Who do you think first and last?
No difference. I agree with you.
Yeah. I put Anus at the end and then Rocks first.
Okay, so I think that this will be the point of contention. Rocks or CLG versus G2. Who do you guys have for taking second and third? The old NA versus EU, the classic.
EU.
You think G2 is just gonna make it?
Yeah, I think G2 second, CLG third.
You know,
I would give it. Oh, dude. I mean, I'm not saying I'm biased, but like I may be wearing a CLG shirt right now while we're doing this show. I think CLG has a shot.
Wait, you think they're better than G2 though? Like actually,
I think it's like 35%, 40% they can make it out.
That means 45%.
I mean, but like I gotta support my boys.
So you think they're basically the same team? You're
Yeah,
saying
they're the
that
same
you
team.
think E is just a garbage region, basically.
Yeah,
You just
ab-
hate European people.
That's
You're saying?
exactly what I said.
Okay.
Alright, I respect that.
Fair.
Dude, we'll make sure to keep these for when we see who wins. I'm gonna go with G2 second and G2 second, CLG third.
All right, I gotta tell me my reasoning because people are gonna think I'm crazy. This is how I see it. Right now, I think the meta is really well suited for a lot of COG's problems. So the problem area, let's go look at the mid lane. Huhi commonly is in the right area, mis-executes the play. I think in terms of movement, macro-wise, he is really, really good at being able to help his team. However, for this event, a lot of his champions are becoming very, very good. So this guy was really, really, really good at Rise, really good at Soul. Soul's re-enabled right now, and he's the top tier shoving pick. He can cheat any lane in the game. As well as the fact that Rise is now back, and neither of those champions require strong mechanical execution. He just needs to be in the right place at the right time. This really throws me back to MSI when those two were meta and who he did like outstandingly well. I think that as long as he's like grinding on his mechanics, everything else will. As long as COG comes together, I think that they have a good shot. Like I don't have really high expectations of Expect or Darshan. I hope Darshan plays well. He hasn't really played that well. Expect kind of just a little average as well. The real big question marks are Trick is great. Best foreign jungler, Western jungler in the world. However, I still really haven't seen a Western jungler be able to take over, or any jungler really be able to take over Xmithie.
The neutralizer, as you
He's
call
yeah.
him.
He's good at like keeping up.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I called him the neutralizer. I think a lot of people have kind of like can't come on. I think if he neutralizes Trick, and then it's just like, well, is Mithy and Sven gonna just out 2v2 Stixxay Afro?
Probably.
I think Stixxay has been turning it up. Like he is like looking really good recently. I think
don't know.
yeah.
I think Sven and Mithy are the best bot lane in the West by far. Like I don't even think it's that close. Like they're so fucking good together. I just don't see which lane of CLGs is gonna win. Like I think that 1v1 Perks is just better than Huhi. I think Expect is like maybe slightly better than Darshan right now, and I think their bot lane's better and their jungler is slightly better. So they have to pull some like magic out of the hat. And, like have
You
some
don't think
great
from the
team
boot
play.
camp they're just gonna become gods?
Maybe. I mean, it just depends. Like, if Xmithie out jungles Trick, then I think they can win. I think if like he just neutralizes Trick, I don't see them winning. I don't know how they're gonna win.
The way I see it is kind of in the Perks is kind of a weird player for me to analyze. I think mechanically the guy is a monster, actually so good. However, Hui's been really good at just being able to cheat out lanes. Like against players who are like better at laning them, he plays a lot of champions that he can just split even really easily. And then in terms of being able to move around the map and like late game, like setting up, a lot of times I feel like Perks just like randomly either gets caught or like he just doesn't perform super well in the mid late, especially on the decision making level, where I feel like Huhi outshines him. So I think if they're gonna win this game somehow, it's gonna be off the back of Huhi and Xmithie playing.
So your bet is that Huhi carries
Yes.
CLG out of groups.
Huhi and Xmithie, I put money on it, dude. How much money do I got in the wallet today? Just let me go look.
I bet
Huhi
whatever
lol?
you got in
You
your
were talking about the
wallet.
same guy?
I got
Huhi lol.
I got $5 right here.
I'll take
Right,
that
these
bet,
$5, boom, right there. I think CLG is gonna make it out of groups.
All right, so Sky, you say Rock CLG G2, and then me and Dom. Hell no.
I mean, for the record, I think Huhi is better than people give him credit for. I just don't see like how they're gonna get an advantage in like the laning phase. I just feel like they'll just lose like early game. I feel like now without 2v1s it's too hard.
I'm most scared of G2's bot lane. Their bot lane is looking
Yeah, it's really
disgusting.
good. It's really good.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Expert analysis number 2 coming straight at you. Who makes it out of Group B? SKT 1, C9, Yowie Flash Wolves. I don't know what the fuck the first part is. I May. Let's start it off again. First and last.
This one's
Oh.
tough, man.
This is the hardest group for me to predict. I think in Group D, it's only 3 teams in contention for making it out of the groups. But Group B, any team can make it out if they come in hot. Like I even think there's a chance SKT isn't the first seed making it out because they're not looking super good right now, and it's a best of 1 scenario. So I think this is completely up in the air. Just like throw it like confetti, and wherever it lands, that's the part that's the teams that move on.
Well, throw it up in the air. Where's it landing, dude?
I'm an NA fanboy, dude. I want to give one of the teams that go out C9. As I see out, C9 will come out second in the group. I think they have a really, really good roster this year, and Impact is just playing so well. Like, my God, this man just does not stop. He just keeps killing people, and he keeps winning games. Like, he's a carry monster right now. I would give one of the 2 spots that goes out to C9. I've been told stories that Flash Wolves is not looking too hot right now. They do have Maple, they do have Karsa, and this is a really nice jungle meta for Karsa because like Graves is meta, Nidalee's meta, and Lee to some extent is pretty good right now too. And I don't know if he plays Olaf. That's kind of a weird pick. I think only
that's an NA pick.
Yeah, that's like a Western team pick, but I think Olaf is super good right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to say it'll be C9 and SKT that get out, but I haven't watched enough
of
IMA.
SKT first or C9 first? Because I've been hearing some people think C9's gonna be first in this group.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that much of a long shot. Like I think there's a chance they could get out because SKT. It's
give me
a
who's first in this group, Scara? You think it's C9? You think America is gonna get first?
Oh.
Dom, come on, give us some input. You think C9's gonna get first?
I think C9's gonna get second, SKT first, then Flash Wolves third, IMA fourth. But I mean, the only reason I put IMA fourth is like I think that it's just like all Chinese teams. They have really good mechanics, but in general, like IMA has almost zero macro from what I've seen. Like their macro play is actually abysmal. Like they don't set up for anything. They're just like, all right, we're fighting. And I just think that in general, when teams are evenly matched, the team with better macro normally wins out, which is why I think that like C9 has a good chance of coming out second over IMA and Flash Wolves.
Okay, you know what? Just because I know Kitty's gonna go with the same exact pick that Dom does, because Kitty's just
I'm a follower, not a leader.
Yeah, he's a follower. I will take the riskier pick. I think C9's gonna come out first. I'm gonna get C9 SKT. And then Flash Wolves IMA can just throw up in the air. And I know there's a high chance I'm going to get this wrong. But, I will bleed blue today.
I respect that, man. I'm going to go with SKT, C9, Flash Wolves, and IMA. Just like my boy. Let's move on. Number 3. Are you guys ready for Group C?
Group of life.
The Group of Life.
God.
Who makes it out? A, H, Q. H, 2K, E, D, G, or INT?
INT. Never mind.
Nah, just INT.
I've seen a lot of that last team in my games.
Yeah. I had that team in my game every time. What are you doing over here?
So who you guys liking in this group? First and last.
EDG.
EDG first for me, 100%.
EDG first. Who's getting last?
I think it's EDG Ints. Okay, yeah. I'm willing to say that even Ints will even take a game in this group, but they'll still be last.
Jeez, man. Well, if you're thinking that, who's getting second, man? The highly coveted number 2 spot.
This is like Group A, where the first and the last are kind of set in stone, but the middle 2 are very like you can kind of just throw darts at targets and just pick one. I don't know too much about AHQ. They do have the best top laner in the region, from what I understand. Ziv, that guy is super good, but he hasn't been playing as well, like at least statistically, as last year. I don't know. I actually have no idea. I'm willing to say that H2K can make it out of this group.
I mean, the weird thing for me is, so Splice beat H2K, right? Like Splice, I mean, it was a close one, but they beat H2K, and everyone considers Splice like dog shit going into like.
Yes.
What I don't understand is like why do they think that H2K is so much better? Like I know they obviously have an easier group. H2K have a way easier group, but I don't understand why Splice is somehow regarded as a worse team than H2K when they just beat them.
I think it's because Splice took UOL to 5 games. And I think that rather than it being UOL playing super well, I think a lot of people consider this Splice being not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I just think that Splice is probably the second best team in Europe right now. I don't know. I mean, the problem is HQ didn't look good in Taiwan either. Like, it didn't feel like they were super dominant. So H2K and HQ are just kind of middling teams. So I don't really see it as like if HQ gets out, it's because they're so good. It's like I feel like they'd be marginally better. They'd be like Splice level. They wouldn't be like, fucking the level of like C9 or one of the other teams that I predicted to get out of groups.
So what are you saying then? You thinking H2K or AHQ? I need an answer.
All right,
dude.
so my answer. So when it ever comes down to Western teams and like my hopes for Western teams versus just Asian teams, I've learned that in predictions, regardless of how I feel, even though I want H2K to get out, I should just predict AHQ because just the Asian teams normally outperform these close matchups. So I'm gonna say EDG 1, AHQ 2, H2K 3, INS 4.
All right, respectable. Scar, what's on your mind?
I I kind of want to switch to HQ now. I actually have been hearing better things about them than Flash Wolves. A lot of people consider them to be very, like, at least very competitive with Flash Wolves, even though they lost the series. Maybe potentially even the best group, the best team right now from the region. And so, yeah, I guess it's really hard for me to go either way on this. This is definitely a toss-up in my mind. I almost want to just say I'm going to go agree with Dom on this. I think that HQ would be second.
All right, I'm gonna go against you guys, and I'm gonna give this one to my boy God Given, and I'm gonna go
Shit.
EDG, H2K, AHQ, and INT. I'm gonna shake it up a little bit, dude, for my boy. Let's go.
I
on,
like it.
though.
I like it.
Let's move on to Group D. The one and only TSM, RNG, SSG, and Spy Lice. Who you guys liking here?
Spy Lice.
Yeah, Splice, baby. Who you guys liking here? You feeling the TSM magic today?
I'm feeling the TSM.
I'm feeling the TSM magic. I think TSM just takes this group first.
Yep, same.
TSM first. Who's getting last? Europe?
Splice, probably.
I think it's Splice, but I agree with Dom that they're probably relatively close to H2K's skill level. But the other teams in the group are just better, in my opinion.
So then, who do you think? You think TSM first? So NA first, EU last. Who's coming out in the middle? Who's getting second place?
I put Samsung second and RNG third, just because, I don't know, RNG the same thing.
Just
when I
hate
watch
Chinese
LPL,
teams.
No, I just think that their macro is just not on the level of like other teams. I mean, I could see a world where Samsung gets first, RNG gets second, and then TSM doesn't make it. Like if they crash and burn, I could see that happening too. But if I'm gonna predict TSM first, then I'm gonna just go with the knowledge that macro will actually be important at this year's Worlds, and people won't just come in like fucking animals and just scrap it out 24/7. So I'll say TSM first, Samsung second, RNG third, Splice fourth.
I back that with different logic. I watched Samsung's, or not Samsung. I watched RNG's playoff series, their finals against EDG.
They got
My
smashed.
God, they got
shit
smacked
on
so hard.
So hard.
But and to be honest, everyone just hypes up RNG's individual skill, and I do too, man. I look at that team and I'm just like, oh my God, they got Mata, they got
Worlds.
they got Uzi, they got MLXG. And they're just so good. They're ready to dominate, but it's just like, oh, they also have Looper, so it's just like their whole team is super strong individually.
He's gonna leave Xiaohu out of it. You're like, yeah, screw that.
God, they have
laner.
sorry, they have him too. I just kind of forgot about him for a second. No, all their players are super good. Xiaohu is actually super high up on the Korean line.
Yeah, he was like ranked 3 or some shit.
He's so good, but they've never been able to like. The thing is, I haven't watched enough of the region to be very like well informed on this. But the two series I did watch with RNG just seemed like they didn't play very well. Like I don't understand what's happening. Like Mata's certainly not playing at the form that he was at when he won Worlds, and I don't really see much teamwork involved. Like every individual stars can shine, but you need some kind of foundation to build off of. And I think that Samsung, although maybe having worse players in multiple positions in terms of individually, I think they just look like a better team to me. Although the fight for the top 3 should be close in this group.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I have a question for you, Sky.
What?
So, when these legendary players underperform, what do you think about the mentality? Like, I hear a bunch of people, like Chinese specialists or like whatever you call them, like Chinese special analysts or whatever, that will say things like, "Oh, the reason why Mata isn't playing that well right now is because he's like the shot calling god. He's got to micromanage everything, and he can't even focus on his own play." Because like as a player, I think that's complete bullshit. I think that, like, you actually are like playing your best when you're shot calling because you're so fucking in the game. When you're like super on top of shit, then you just like play super well yourself. Like that's how I felt personally. But
I think the team it's kind of like how Team Liquid was, where like they just didn't really work together. It should say something that at some point during the split, Mata just picked J support because he was fed up and I think he got fined for doing it by his organization. Like it got that bad to where like the support is just like inting in a professional game, and they were finally able to bring it all together. You know, come back as the 2nd seed. However, I feel like half of their season kind of got wasted because they had like these huge problems that weren't even remotely close to being solved till like halfway.
That's my favorite thing about China. My favorite thing about China was watching the personal streams, and I've never seen this before in like professional games, but in China, the players actually start surrender votes and then everyone just votes. It's like they don't even talk to each other. They just like start a surrender vote. It'll be like 3-1 and one guy won't vote and then it won't go through. And then the other time will be like 4-1. So like they'll surrender, but one of their teammates is like, "We can win, guys," and they just fucking surrender anyway. I've never seen like failed surrender votes and like surrender votes just go up as I've seen like 1-4 surrender votes while watching personal stream where it's like one guy will just be frustrated, just type /FF, and then his whole team will be like, "No, we're still playing." That type of shit. I think that shit is so funny. I love it.
I mean, I think China as a region kind of suffers similarly to Europe in that a lot of teams aren't taking it as serious from the back end. Like I feel like there's scrims. A lot of teams, EDG is run super military like they get up on time. They have a set schedule. They scrim for this long. And I think some of that kind of rubbed off on their sister team. I guess allegedly they're not sister teams anymore, but they're still kind of are, whatever. And so they also have that kind of work ethic. And I've heard like Snake is super serious too, but a lot of teams like I was told by the LMS caster when I was at the group draw, and he was there as well. He told me that like one time he went to a Chinese gaming house and they were one of the bottom teams in the LPL at the time. I think they were playing for their relegation matches, and he got there at 4 p.m. They weren't awake yet for scrims. I was just like, what? Like I just think that a lot like in terms of seriousness, the region, China and to some extent Europe is held back by a lot of like I don't want to say egos. It's like a mix between egos and like poor infrastructure there. And then while the other regions, like I think NA has taken very large steps in being much more serious about like everything, you know. Just people waking up, people being on time, like just even having like a great schedule, a vision for how the team will develop over the months. I think NA is taking very, very long strides in doing that. And the results have shown. I think this is the strongest NA is going to perform ever at Worlds. Mm-hmm. And I also think the same about Korea. But when I think of some Chinese teams and some European teams,
players make too much fucking money. I mean, it's so hard to be like, all right, here's $500,000 to play 1 year. Like the players from Samsung that went to China, they made $1 million for 2 years. So when you're getting paid for playing, like fuck streaming, for just playing, you're getting paid $500K no matter what you do. Like your ego is gonna be fucking massive because like you feel like you can do whatever the fuck you want because you're just getting paid so much fucking money either way. Like if China wasn't like the sellout point for all these Korean players where they're like, yeah, fuck winning, I already won, let me just go to China and bank. Like I feel like the infrastructure would be way better, the team cohesion would be way better because you have people with different goals on the same team, which never works.
I think a lot of it's also like the streaming website just like compete for the players so much because there's so much more money to be made. Because when you think about how big LCS is and how much people are making off streaming right now, imagine their LPL has 10 times their viewership at the very least. Their LSPL, their Challenger League scene, they don't like it being called that, but their secondary league scene has double the viewership of LCS. And so like they are making like mad bank. All the streamers are like there's 3 or 4 big streaming websites that are in competition. Imagine 4 different Twitches in competitions for all the players, and they a lot of their bonuses or a lot of their paychecks are signed with the idea that like they also get the player. Like they work with the teams to sign the players to this amount. So a good example is Easy Hoon. You know how much money he makes? I think I've heard he makes about 700K in terms of salary, but he has an additional $250,000 on top if he streams on this website.
Yep.
Just on top, like, and that's just how easy it is for them to be able to add that kind of money. Like, holy shit! If Twitch doesn't even give out, like, well, they do, but like, I've never heard of Twitch ever being
Careful,
like, hey,
Sky. Careful.
Hey, man, cutie, I hear you. You're looking at YouTube, man. Here's $1 million under the table. Why don't you stick with us? I don't really think that happens, Cutie. You can tell me if that happens.
Yeah, I'd be down if they did something
Cutie,
like that.
you can tell me if they did something like that, but I suspect that without the type of competition, they don't have to. And it's just so big in China that they're able to make a lot more money just off the numbers. That's why, to some extent, China doesn't really have to care about non-domestic fans or influences, because domestically they're just such a big force in terms of the LPL and LSPL that they don't. That like even their sponsors don't have to worry about like what happens.
Too many
outside the
eyeballs
countries.
over there. Too many eyeballs.
I can agree with that. I agree with everything you guys just said. But let's bring it back.
Shut the fuck up.
Let's
Q.
bring it back, guys. And now let's say who makes it out of Group D. So everyone in agreement. TSM first.
Samsung second.
Is everyone in agreement here?
What about you, Cutie?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about
Yeah,
you.
you-
I'm in agreement with everything you guys just said, and
Kill
then
yourself.
some.
Kill yourself.
The biggest follower right
you
here.
Know, you already know how I get down. But let's move on now to the most important one. We've just finished Group D. Do you know what time that is? It's time for the Discord Q&A, baby. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you sure
Yes.
you're ready?
Dom's not really ready, but I'm ready.
I'm so ready. I won't be more ready.
Then let's get it underway. Twitch chat, you know what time it is. All you got to do, hop on the Discord. And then you can feel free to ask whatever is on your mind. Ask whatever question you would like answered by the three stooges that you have in front of you right now. The three musketeers. Oh, man. I got to start out, dude, before the questions start coming in. So this guy asked, his name is Butler Delta. He said, how do you feel about solo queue sensations such as ZZ Rot and Nivea? How do you guys like that?
I mean, it looks good when he plays in mid in my games, but I don't know. There was one game where I was playing Thresh and he tried to play a Nivea support against me. I think that you should probably drop the Nivea support. stick to a Nivea mid. That's my personal opinion.
Oh God, ZT Rod and Nivea. I think
That's the classic.
situationally it's okay. I've seen like that one Nivea guy build it a lot. I think it's
It's
like
him.
Oh,
It's
it's
Butler
him.
Delta. Yeah.
Oh,
he's the
holy
guy.
shit! I remember specifically. You were on my stream. You were top lane, and you were the only person winning the game. So it was like 1-6, and you had one kill because you solo killed your lane. And you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go Roa into GA or into ZZ Rot. And I straight up said that's an awful build. And afterwards, you were listening on my stream. You came back and you.
Yeah, I feel you on that one, Scar. Yeah, Scar. How about after? Let me ask you this one, Scar. Are you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
This guy wants to know thoughts on why Dom is so damn toxic because you've been on a team with him.
True. Go for it, Sky. Tell him.
Tell him, dude. Tell it like it is.
I think Dom is.
Say it, Scar. Spit it out.
Just say it like it is. Don't hold back.
I think Dom has too high expectations of the players he plays with and against. or just with usually. So this happens. This happens a lot when you
This
play
happens to
professionally.
everyone, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
So when you
yeah.
play professionally or when you watch professional games, you have really high expectations of your teammates. So when they don't match your expectations or they don't match your perceived notion of the expected skill level of the area, you can get really frustrated. I think Dom, above all of us, has less of a filter when it comes to that. So even though all three of us get frustrated, Dom is just like, you know what? This guy sucks. And I'm just like, I could even be playing with Dom and I could be in the background be like, I agree, Dom. Good work. But I would never say that because like that's whatever.
The thing that people love about Dom is Dom calls it like it is, man. Like for me, when someone's just feeding their ass, it's whatever, dude. I'm just farming up. I'm just gonna go working. That's all good, dude. But Dom just calls it like it's
jungle.
Yeah, dude. When I play jungle, all right. When I play Zach jungle and I have every lane fucking feeding, I get the godlike initiation. No one follows me up. I'm like, let's bounce, dude. Oh, I'm popping up right now. And then just gets slain in the middle of all of them. It's like, ooh, dude. That's an oof moment right there, man. That's my trigger.
Kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be worse from the jungle perspective because I didn't realize
all junglers are flamers. Have you realized that every jungler is a flamer?
Yeah, the trick is every good jungler is a flamer.
No, okay. Some of the most toxic people I know are junglers, but also the second role I feel like is the most toxic is AD. So like actually it's quite nice.
Dude, it's because if you play a role that you have to rely on someone, so like jungler, you have to rely on everyone. AD, you rely on your support. Trust me, dude, there's so many times where I lane with fucking Morgana and I'm just like, you fucking mongoloid, like, I just want to like go off on him and it's just dude, forget. Oh, you missed that spell shield? Don't sweat it, man. Oh, you missed that binding for the 8th time in a row? Forget about it, dude. We're going to win this lane.
No, I actually, the one thing I realized, because I've mained like jungle, I guess half jungle this entire season, I feel like I've gotten a lot better. I've understood the role a lot more. But one of the things that still baits me to this day is if, like, let's say someone dies, or like,
if your bot lane says no summoners.
Let's say you gank the lane, and then they spam ping for you. And like they want you to gank, and their spam ping is like not the right time. I'll get baited in by their pings to like go too early or like affect the lane like a camp too early, and then I'll just be like, why did I do that, dude? I like jungle is the one role where I'm just like I should just ignore my teammates sometimes because I know what to do and they just want help. Whereas, like, I want to.
That's what you do, dude. Like, instead of like entertaining that or just letting that sit, you just gotta flame them right there. Just tell them I'm not coming in your fucking lane, you fucking feeder. You just flame them right there. You just let it go, dude, and then you're fucking good. See, then that guy doesn't want to fuck with you until the end of the game. Either that or he AFKs. Like, one of the two is gonna happen. Wait. The problem is gone.
Usually what happens is like they start inting or AFKing. Like I've seen you do that, and I've seen situations where they're just like, you know what? I'm done with this game, and then they're out.
See, the trick is the higher you go, the harder you can flame. Because the players are just more tryhards. So if you do that in Diamond 2, they're so emotionally fragile, they'll be like, no, he said something mean to me, and they'll fucking lose their shit. But if you do that to like a challenger player, they'll just be like, whatever, Dom, you fucking suck, you're washed up garbage. And then they'll keep on playing the game, they won't call for you anymore. They'll just flame you back, and it'll be neutralized right there, dude.
Well, I don't think I'm ever gonna adopt that strategy, but I understand it, dude. That's a very interesting approach onto the jungle meta.
That sounds like a good fucking
You know what this starts from? This is the fundamental difference between me and you and solo queue, Sky. You believe that the whole game is on you because you're a self-centered motherfucker. And I believe that you have 5 teammates and 20% of the game is going to be your influence.
No, I mean, whatever, man. It sounds actually like I believe in my teammates more than you do. Because you don't trust them at all at some point. But for me, I listen to their calls, and sometimes they're wrong. And that's the times where I'm like...
That's why I'm challenging you in your fucking master star right there.
Oof, dude. God damn. Dom, what's wrong with you? Dude, let's get out of this subject. That's fucked up, Dom. That's your fucking teammate. What the fuck? That was your former teammate.
I didn't mean it, dude. I'll fucking boost you on a Diamond 1 Smurf to challenge you after this. Don't worry.
Fucked up, dude. Jesus, man. Let's go on to this next one. My man Exel asks, do you think in order to fix solo queue, For NA, Riot could put servers across so NA pros don't have to play on 60 ping and rather something like 8. Do you think that would help out a ton? I think it'd be fucking great if they could do something like that.
Oh, dude, I would love to fucking play on less ping, dude. I mean, that's part of the reason why our solo queue meta is so much different. Like, look at the top junglers in solo queue. None of them want to fucking touch Lee Sin on 60 ping. None of them want to play Lee Sin on 60 ping. Where you look at fucking Korea, every single top jungler is just like, oh man, I've got to have Lee Sin in there like half my games. Like, I don't know, it just creates a different environment, man.
I mean, I've always thought that it'd be better to play on lower. No one's gonna argue this. What kind of questions? No one's gonna argue that the game would be better.
Yeah, but he's asking, would it create a better solo queue environment? Like, would pros want to play more?
Yeah,
would it make it?
Of course, but the problem is like that's not a reasonable solution. That's like saying like, would your life be better if $1 million dropped from the sky and you just obtained it?
Yeah.
Well, I think the answer for most people would be yes. All people would be yes.
Depends on if it was like in a brick or not. Like if it drops straight on my head, like fucking $1 million in a brick, I'd probably be fucking dead. So.
Okay, but for most
situations,
it would be a yes.
Okay,
But like
right,
the reason why Korea can do this kind of stuff is because everyone lives in like very small geographic locations. If you compare the size of the United States to the size of Korea, I'm just saying Korea could like. We need a lot less nukes.
Yeah, you're right, dude. We should just cut off half the country. Just make California the entire United States. Fuck all those other dumbass states and just fucking make that the LCS.
So I'm down to redirect the servers back to LA, but then you have people like Cutie who live in Maryland, in the middle of nowhere, who actually would complain. And like I know that's super selfish of me. So geographically, they can never do that. Like just strictly, it's impossible. But
well, I mean,
it would be nice.
What I don't understand is like why they care so much about like the other side of the country. Like I understand making it like not directly in the middle or not completely West Coast, but I don't understand why they made the servers like closer to the East Coast than to the West Coast. When literally, if you look at Challenger, like I'd say like 100 to 120 of the players in Challenger are from California. So why not put the servers like in Colorado or something where it's not like Oregon where like we're getting
put
like
it in Chicago, right?
Yeah, so they put it in Chicago. Like why does it have to be towards the east side when like most people don't like
I think it was too hard for them to find servers in the middle. Chicago is a really it's because you need to find like a really urban area and like the server structure has to be there for them to be able to get it. I think Chicago was just the place that was close enough to the thing, but like I don't know. I just think
so.
That,
is it like impossible? Like, I mean, I don't know about like too much about this shit, but like, could they not have done that in like a big city like Denver? Is that not like possible?
I mean, it probably is possible. I don't know, man. Maybe I don't want to talk out my ass on this. I just suspect that they had their reasons, and it sucks that our player base, our ranked population, isn't big enough to support both NA or like US West and US East.
Sucks, dude.
Yeah, our ranked population is lower than everyone.
Dude,
like,
that's a call out to anyone in the chat. If you haven't played rank yet, fuck you. Go play a ranked game right now, dude. Go solve the problem for the rest of us, man.
Yeah, so a lot of the problems, like let's say autofill and like all these problems stem from the fact that our ranked population is just too low.
Yeah, and so our fucking country is too fucking big. That's
yeah,
the same problem.
And so Riot has to do like these gimmick solutions, which try to help, but they can't solve the problem. Like in the end, I just need more people to play League. Like, please play ranked. And especially
they got 100 million fucking people playing or some shit. You see that stat?
Especially if you're good enough to play high, or even if you're not, you can get up here.
Wait, why would you want people playing high in your games? I don't understand.
Oh, never mind. Especially, it doesn't matter. Just play the game in ranked. So Cutie can stop complaining about his teammates.
Yeah, you couldn't be worse than the fucking D4 Lee I had for my last game, man. Pretty much.
Yeah, shout out to that guy. What's his name? We might as well just call him out. What's his fucking name? Fuck this guy.
Nah, that's my boy. Nah, I love that guy. Hey, I fucking love you, dude. I'm just joshing you, bro. All right, next question. Atura asks, are any of you guys interested?
Yes.
And getting back in the LCS. We got Scar. Scar's going back to the LCS then.
Woo!
What about you, Dom?
Go.
Nah, LCS in 2016, lol.
You don't want to get into the LCS?
I mean, literally, like the thing is, it's unrealistic for like what would take me getting back into the LCS. Like, I'm sure, like even you, Cutie, if like TSM was like, all right, dude, we're gonna fucking drop double lift. You're gonna come into this team, same environment, same everything. Like, you're gonna be an LCS champion. We're gonna breed you into like the fucking winner you're always meant to be. Sure, you'd want to fucking do that shit. But like, if it was like the offers that you realistically get, like I got an offer from like Energy. I could have played on TL still. Like,
You got an offer from Energy and you didn't take it?
Yeah, I mean,
you passed up Kiwi Kid. Jesus,
I mean, yeah, it's just like the teams that give you like offers are not like are the teams that are struggling that are like, fuck, dude, maybe if we get Cutie on our team, we like won't get relegated. That's like what the offer is. And I'm talking about Energy like spring split, by the way, not like summer split. So no shots at Santorin, but like. Those are the teams that ask you to play our teams in the fucking struggle. Like, you're never gonna like get a team offer from a fucking great NA LCS team that like is winning LCS consistently, unless you're like playing in LCS and playing super fucking well. So, yeah, I mean, just realistically, I would just never play LCS again because the way I'd have to get in would be play on a fucking challenger team with some dumbasses or play on a low tier LCS team and then like
challenger
have to get
team with dumbasses. Are you saying that challenger players are just all fucking garbage?
I mean, compared to the top LCS teams, yeah.
I agree.
I don't know. I just like you heard my opinion on the challenger scene. I hate it. Like after what I did in there was like I was only in there for like half a year and I was just like, get me out. This is terrible. And so I agree. It's the only realistically it'd be nice, you know, maybe to play on a top team. Like I love to play under a team where everyone's super motivated. You have a great coaching staff. You know, you have a great vision for like where you want to go in the future. Everyone's really hardworking, and the team just gets along together. Everyone's on the same wavelength. In reality, that's very far from the case.
I mean, how do you know that though? Like,
yeah,
how
exactly.
Do you know going into it? Oh, I'm gonna get along with all these people.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many question marks, and it's like some of the times I'll get this question a lot, and it's so weird because it's like, seriously, there'll be something like, if TSM decided to drop Bjergsen and pick you up, or if SKT decided to replace you with Faker, what would you do? Would you do it? And I'm just like, no, because then I feel like the head of that team has like brain problems, like brain damage.
Wait,
like,
why?
Because it's very
as good as Bjergsen or Faker, Scar. What's wrong with you?
I mean, I am, but like,
where's the confidence?
Maybe a little bit
Scar?
less. Maybe a little bit less.
No.
But I'm just thinking like it just feels like they only think of the unrealistic scenarios, or more than likely like there's just a lot of work to get back, even to the lower run of the LCS, like you said, Dom. And that kind of effort it's only if you have the motivation to do it. And it's like, even if you do have the motivation, you still have to make it through Challenger.
Well, you guys don't got the motivation to play?
You need extra motivation to make it through Challenger. Like, there are people that have been stuck in Challenger for 4 years.
Yeah, it's because they're fucking garbage.
I look at those players, and I'm just
being real, dude. It's because they're fucking garbage, dude. It's because they're where they belong. It's like people that say, I'm stuck in Bronze 5, dude. I'm stuck in Challenger Series. Do you think if I played in Challenger Series, I'd be stuck in that garbage?
Yes.
Hell no, I wouldn't.
Yes.
Dude. Hell no.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes. Yes. Yes.
Let's answer that question, Don. I don't think there's anything that I could be offered to go back to the LCS. Sadly.
Really? Not even like if you had like pretty much a surefire chance to win LCS, you wouldn't do it?
To win LCS? Hell no. To win Worlds, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Do you think if you got a surefire way to get first in LCS, you would? Let's just say you get shit on at Worlds, like, completely.
I mean, I would just winning LCS, because I mean, I went to fucking regionals. I got second. I got 2/3. I got 2/4, man. Like, I just want to win that shit so bad. I mean, I guess it's different because the money that I'm making right now is not like 10 times LCS money. You know, it's like 2 or 3 times LCS money, so it's more reasonable for me to take like a pay cut to like.
What are you saying? You're saying Cutie makes a lot of money? I thought this guy was broke. Look at what he's wearing right now, dude. He found out the side that
Cutie is broke. I'm saying someone like Night Blue.
Oh,
makes,
okay.
That's why he's not playing LCS. Because people come to my chat. They came to my chat for like 3 years. Like, why isn't Nightblue and LCS do so much better than you? And I just tell him because he makes too much money streaming. Like that's the answer right there. So like with them, like I would take like a third of what I'm making right now to fucking play LCS and like try to win a fucking split if I thought I could.
All right, I respect that. I mean, I still have the ambition and the drive, but like, it would have to be like a killer offer, and I don't even know who I would want to play with. Because I mean, if it had to be challenger players right now, I look at the challenger ladder. I'm like, if you put me on a fucking team with these people, I'm gonna fucking kill someone, dude. So
I mean, I think some of the challenger players are actually like not bad.
yeah, I think some of them aren't bad, but I don't think there's enough not bad to make a team that could be cohesive. Because I don't know how they all get along with one another, and
I think it's all up to like how teams work out. You know, I've been on teams where like people just don't like each other, or like they don't get along, and it's miserable to be in that environment for an entire split. Your day by day
KMS,
sucks. Dude. Yes, and then like the one times you win, you can like kind of forget about it, but unless you're winning like every week by week, day by day, it still sucks. And
no,
so,
dude, if your team doesn't get a lot, like fucking, I remember with TL, we ended up winning the regular season or whatever. We got first in the regular season. It was still fucking miserable because we never improved. We just literally got on by like, all right, dude, I'm gonna fucking win jungle. You're gonna win top. You're gonna win mid, and you're gonna win bot lane. We're gonna fucking just win our lanes to the point where they can't like we just group up at any point and they can't do shit. There was no level of teamwork. So like even when we were fucking winning, it still felt like garbage because it never felt like we were improving. It just felt like, yeah, like when is this shit gonna collapse? Because we're not going anywhere like this. Like we're just waiting for the fucking time where it just hit us. It's like, oh, yep, there's TSA. Oh, they actually are playing like a team. Well, it doesn't matter that we won all of our lanes because they're like rotating around the map and like clearing vision together and doing all this shit that like we could never get done because we just never even like talk to each other or work together outside of like scrims. So yeah.
That feels fucking bad, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
if I was on a team like that,
retire from LCS. That's some retire from LCS, man. That's what that is.
Dexter626 DJ asks, how much money did you make from LCS, and was it worth it? What are you laughing about? I made bank, dude, in the LCS. I was so happy I was in that
I'll fucking
shit.
say it, dude. I don't really mind.
we were the second or third lowest paid team by the time we exited. The only team that got paid significantly worse than us was Team 8. Team 8 was making base salary with a little bit up on top. However, once their owner sold the team, from what I understand, all the players on the organization got a cut of the sale. So they made bank, actually. Yeah. So I actually think in the end, every single Dignitas player ended up just not making any money.
I'll be honest, like what it was. So TL, I think at the time we were the 4th or 3rd highest paid team, and our players made like 5 or 6K in season 5, like 5 or 6K a month, and that was like 3rd or 4th highest paid team. Like Rush was probably the best like at the time. Like people are gonna fucking flame me for this, but at the time, I mean, you're fucking there, Scar. So you remember, people would say that Rush was the best jungler in NA, and people would say I was the 2nd best jungler. Rush was making 4K a month in LCS. I was making 5K a month in LCS. Like that was what we were making when people were saying like.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Wait, let me ask you this. Wait, Dom, calm down. Don't you think you should be grateful that you're able to play video games and make money?
Oh yeah,
that's the next question. That's the follow-up.
Oh my god!
Kill someone next time I hear that shit. No, I mean the problem is that Riot didn't increase it. Like TL did good and tried to make us more money every season. Like we would get higher contracts every season. And even when we were doing well mid-season, if Steve landed an extra sponsor, he'd give us like a little bit of pay increase, like 500 or 1,000 or some shit like that, which would be nice. But like the fact that Riot kept the same fucking like shitty 12.5K a split salary is garbage. 12.5K a split? Like what the fuck is that, dude? Like, that's like fucking Rush makes that in probably 3 streams, dude. I got a donation in July for 11K from Dondi. Like,
oh my god,
like 12.5K for an entire split, and like entire split, that's like 6 months worth of work if you consider like we started scrimming in November and the split ends in April. Like that's 6 months of work, and obviously you don't get paid for your off time in LCS from Riot. So it's just that's given to the teams for one split. Like how the fuck are like people gonna keep on doing that? Like that shit needs to increase. I mean, I think now they're like having that like blow up where they're gonna increase it, but like just even season 6, like that being base salary, like what is your team supposed to do if they don't have sponsors? Like the only way to do it is you're a venture capital organization. You just straight up lose money on your first fucking splits.
Yeah, I think
just straight up lose
that a lot of the, like now the salaries are okay, but
yeah, they're better now.
Let me put it this way: when I left Dignitas, the month I left Dignitas, I could have potentially gone bankrupt if I didn't stream 28 of the 30 days that month to make sure I had money in my bank account. So a lot of people say or assume that I left
you
pro
have to pay
play.
fucking rent, dude. That gave me so much cancer hearing that shit.
I loved it, dude.
Rent.
I got hyped up for that shit.
Yeah, like
I couldn't
like
hear that, dude. Your
like,
coach are paying rent.
straight up, I did not leave on any kind of golden parachute. People think I'm way richer than I am. I can tell you I'm not. But yeah, so like I would have been like in the negatives, the zeros if I didn't stream 28 days that month.
My Twitch chat is saying you guys are sounding kind of ungrateful though. You guys
kind of ungrateful.
What I don't understand is like you don't understand how much work you're fucking putting in. Like it's dude, if I wanted to make 60K a year, I could put in 9 hours a day. I could have grinded out school, put in 9 hours a day. I could come out of college or like master or get a master's or something and fucking make 60K a year, putting in 9 hours a day. Like putting in 14 hours a day and doing something that's so intensive and like you have to try so fucking hard and you're judged in front of hundreds of thousands of people every fucking week. Like that shit is tough, dude. That shit is not easy. And people just think it's like you're playing video games, haha, it's so fun. You just get up there. Like if you suck, people fucking give you death threats. That shit is not cool. Like it is not fun.
Dude, all right, Lowly Slayer in my chat. He says rich people talking about making $12K like it's nothing. I'm sitting here eating pasta without sauce. Don't you guys think you're just blowing it a little out of proportion here?
No, dude, fucking stop watching Beyond the Rift and go like fucking do some shit. What are you doing, man?
Like no. I think a lot of
those arguments. Too.
No, a lot of like it's always easy to compare with people way more successful or way less fortunate than you. Like we can, of course, we can compare. We can always compare to people making more money than us. Like oh shit, like. There's Bill Gates out there, you know.
Nightblue.
Yeah, like even between the three of us, I'm pretty sure Kitty makes more money than the both of us combined.
Oh,
but
easily.
Like that, there's no reason to compare it to like you don't have to like fish for people who are like more successful. Like you just think of I personally just think of the average amount of time I played in the LCS. I look back, would I change it? Do I have regrets? No, I love doing it. At a lot of highs, a lot of lows. But if you're telling me that, if you're telling me that, like, don't worry, like I left with, I left like a more mature, better developed person. I love the experiences, but in terms of like financially, was it worth it financially?
Hell no.
Absolutely not.
If it was just financially, never fucking again, dude.
Yeah. If you're just saying financially, absolutely not. Like,
I mean, the one thing I will say is like the self-confidence you get from like playing in LCS and like achieving something that so many people are trying to do, but like so few people can. It gives you some type of self-confidence that you can like use in other parts of your life.
Boss, dude.
Well, you just feel like you can do. You're like, hey man, if I actually put my mind to something, I can achieve it. Like that is worth something. But if you talk about like pure like what it does for you in terms of monetary gain, like being a streamer is easier than playing in LCS, and you make triple the money. Like what? Like that's what? That doesn't make sense.
Like a lot of people are making arguments that like it's like look at where you are now, Scar. Like look at how much money you're making because you got that like lift off from LCS. And I agree, like you know, it helped make us famous, helped make us popular, helped push us out there. But do you think someone like Imaqtpie, like uses his background to help him retain viewership right now? No, Kitty's just really funny. You know?
Yeah, dude. Half the people that watch me don't even fucking know in this. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
The platform helped Cutie, but Cutie, like, just look at Cutie. He's a person who's just naturally a funny guy, and it's like
people that did it without being in LCS ever. Like, look at fucking Tyler 1, dude. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, when I got banned from the LCS, I should have just done that shit.
They should
I would've
just
made so
flame
much more
people
money.
and stream.
Yeah,
You would have fucking made bank.
Yeah, what the hell am I doing with myself?
Yeah, no, I agree though. Like LCS financially, like I love Odie. Odie's my boy, but he fucked us in the ass. Especially with like sponsors and stuff like
man.
that. It was just some fucking feels bad man kind of stuff. But I love Odie and the opportunities that we got from being in the LCS. I mean, I would do it over again every single time and just change.
I'll do it up to a
it.
point again.
Yeah,
I would have done the first 4 seasons.
Yeah.
When I saw you jump and Void jump and everyone just started getting off the train, I was a season late on that one. Like, hey guys, we're still here, we're still doing it, the dream. And then it just fucking at the end of it, I'm like, fucking, don't make worlds. Like I got to play Madison Square Garden, man. It's like, where's all my friends? Where'd they all go?
Nah, but I do think like I thank Odie and I think LCS because again like they done a lot for me that financially I can't like put into words. So hey, I appreciate
that's what it is.
Yeah,
that's actually what it is.
Holy shit! I could talk about this shit all day, but we should probably move on. Unless I see something in the comments that really triggers me, I'm okay with this conversation.
Yeah. But I think we'll do one more question, guys. You guys got time for one more question? You wanna wrap things up? Yeah. All right, that sounds good. Let's go for the last question, dude. My man wants to know, how do you get out of the friend zone?
Tell them you're in LCS.
Tell them you're in LCS.
Tell them you're in the LCS, dude. Make it out.
Open up those DMs and tell them you're in LCS.
Make the LCS, dude. Friend zone will be no more. And that's it for the questions. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Beyond the Rift, episode number
what?
8.
8. There we go. One of you guys need fucking done.
I think it's 8. How long have we been doing this?
I don't fucking know. I don't come on this show every week. This is episode number 1 for me. Episode
number 8. And I want to thank our wonderful guest to the left of me, to the right of me, whatever fucking direction. IWDominate. If they like you, dude, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at IWDominate. I stream on Twitch TV. IWDominate. That's it for me. I got a YouTube channel. I don't fuck it. You can just find that shit. Just type my name in YouTube or some shit. I don't know how to find that.
And thank you always to the ever lovable Scar. Scar, the people want more of you. Where can they find you?
You can just Google my name. You'll see everything that comes up. I'm DScar on Twitter. I stream _Scar on Twitch.
When I type in my name, I just see banned. That's the first thing that I see.
Okay, well, for me, you could do that. For Dom, maybe he's got a little bit more history. You know, I'm more fresh, and you can find me on Twitch _Scar. I'll be there a little bit after this stream.
All right, and you guys know where to find me. You're on the channel right now. If you want to see some more, go ahead, give me a follow. But that's going to be it today for Beyond the Rift. I want to thank our sponsors, Bloody and Discord. Wonderful people. You definitely want to go and check out their links located down below for that. And yeah, thank you again, everybody, for tuning in today. We'll be doing a Beyond the Rift next week. You're not going to want to miss out on it. But that's about everything, actually. That's about everything. So thanks for tuning in. Everybody, 3, 2, 1. Bye. Bye.